Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim speaking on Friday, the 10th of March. So, looking at the euro dollar first, and well, yesterday saw quite a reversal day, bullish engulfing day yesterday, and we've seen it already an advancement continuing up back towards that monthly pivot, E34 moving averages, etc. Certainly erring more towards the bullish side from this picture. However, we have got the daily pivot untouched below, which is just missed on the candle prior to the new day. Now, sometimes when that occurs, it won't chase after it, but there still is the possibility, of course, of it coming down into that direction. At the moment, it's already making this sort of movement in that direction, which, well, it breaks the 60-21s, could well be back on for the daily pivot. Of course, we've got non-farm payrolls coming out later today, which is the great unknown. This morning, there's little in the way of news up until that point. So the European Council of Financial Ministers meet again today, so there could get some volatility coming out for anything they're saying, but it's more likely to be towards the afternoon. Okay, so looking at cable. And cable continued its south direction, downward direction there. Quite bitty. It did manage a divergence earlier on, which it then broke a bit later on at 12 o'clock, but didn't do much more than that, and is, well, I'd say, quite bitty in terms of its price action. At the moment, it looks like, well, it still looks bearish to me. And looking at where we are, it's below its daily pivot at the moment, and yesterday's lows could well be a bit of a target if it starts selling off. But it has been choppy of late. Sorry, there is some manufacturing production data coming out for the UK this morning at 9:30, so that well could create some volatility. Looking at the dollar yen pushed up further yesterday, continued in this upward trend at the moment. It's broken, it's put a higher low in over the last few days, and certainly looking stronger, but it's running into sort of some extreme action on the RSI there, getting quite bull. Here we've got the daily pivot untouched below us. Well, perhaps a break of the 8 may see a bit more of a correction here. It looked like we were going to see a bit of a correction yesterday to the downside and never really occurred for much. It's been bouncing off the hourly 21s. Maybe that it could be yet another target on the break of the 8. But again, we've seen extreme price action up here. That's not to say we won't see price running back up towards those levels again if it does retrace. So care needs to be taken on that one. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar, well, corrections continued yesterday. Today we've seen a bit more of a retracement from that correction, but not significant at the moment. It's through its daily pivot, so it's erring more on the bullish side, but just looking at where we are at the moment, you could easily draw the trend line across. Well, it's not the current low, actually. It depends on which lows you took it across. Taking it here, it's more neutral sort of stance, gives it a bit of wiggle room. But really, I'm looking at that 21, 60-21 moving averages, 34 maybe as a catalyst. Certainly becomes a bit more bearish if it was to break the daily pivot there. So all in all, looking through these so far, it would appear the euros are seeing the best of the action against the US dollar, which may see some sort of correction. We'll see. But Canadian dollar again pushed into this now. It's pushed into its monthly R2. Still in my indicator showing it as being overbought in territory. On this daily picture, but I still haven't seen any real signal to do anything but look at the long side on it. It's got a marginal divergence now sitting on the RSI there on the 4 hours. Let's have a look. Well, that's a suggestion of maybe divergence there, but certainly it's showing on the RSI there's a direct divergence. Break of that 4 hourly 8 could see it coming towards the 21, maybe lower. It's currently sitting there below the daily pivot, so it's erring on the bearish side. but any break back above that puts it back on for the bullish side, and maybe yesterday's highs, the R1 territory, certainly in trend. Okay, so that's pretty much it. As I said, this morning we've got the UK, we've got the manufacturing production data coming out at 9:30. That can create quite a bit of volatility. Following on from that, the real data is single data release is the Canadian and US dollar, US employment figures coming in for both countries. So certainly should be some volatility around that time. That's it for me. Have a great one. Bye for now.